كيف تفضل شيخ أحمد؟
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم لك الحمد كله ولك الشكر كله ونصلي ونسلم على عبدك ورسولك محمد النبي الأمين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. My dear brothers and sisters, it's my pleasure once again to share with you another episode in our series of du'as to power your day. We are talking about the very important concept of zikr. And the question we answered last time was, how do we make dhikr? And we said that the best exemplar for dhikr is none other than Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And today we are going a step further to review some of the different ways or different types or different forms of dhikr. Let me go back to the Quran as a reference point. Surah 7, verse number 205, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَاذْكُرْ رَبَّكَ فِي نَفْسِكَ تَضَرُّعًا وَخِيفَةً وَدُونَ الْجَهْرِ مِنَ الْقَوْلِ بِالْغُدُوِّ وَالْآصَالِ وَلَا تَكُنْ مِنَ الْغَافِلِينَ. And remember your Lord within your heart, in your mind, in your heart, humbly and in awe, showing that true humility and reverence for the Lord of the worlds. So do so silently as well as, in words without raising your voice aloud. In the mornings and the evenings, and be not among those who are heedless. There is nothing more toxic for human being. The spiritual disease, worst form of disease, spiritual disease is to be heedless of the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to fail to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in this ayah, there are 2 points I want to stress. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says silent dhikr. This is one way of doing dhikr. In your mind, you make dhikr silently without articulating, without words. So the tongue is not involved. Your mind is engaged in dhikr. Many times you end up doing that. You will be in the subway, you will be in the street. When you don't want to be distracted, your mind is focused and engaged in dhikr. And then there is another way of dhikr, which is dhikr with words, where your tongue is engaged. The tongue and the mind and the heart participate in it. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us, don't raise your voice too much. Be of moderate. Do not, because shouting aloud, while making dhikr is not recommended. In a sacred tradition, Hadith Qudusi, we had mentioned earlier, this point is mentioned. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I am with my servant when he remembers me. When he remembers me in his mind, I will remember him in my mind. When he remembers me in an assembly, I will remember him in a better assembly, far more excellent than the assembly of the angels and the messengers and the prophets and the saints and the righteous people. Now, coming to the forms of zikr, to be more specific, let's mention a few of them. Number one, recitation of the Quran. One of the names of the Quran has different names. It's light, it is the words par excellence, it is reminder, it is ma'widha, advice, it's a counsel, it's guidance. One of the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala refers to the Quran is dhikr. It is dhikr. It is a reminder, it's a remembrance. It is the word of Allah, supreme, miraculous. Hence its reading is the supreme form of zikr. So when you are reciting the Quran, that is one of the excellent form of celebrating the remembrance of Allah. But of course, make sure, as Imam Ghazali said, let your tongue, let your mind, let your soul, all the three faculties be engaged in that celebration of dhikr through the Quran reading. And number two is salah. Salah is dhikr. Of course, salah has other benefits. Inna salata tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. Salah, keeps us spiritually and morally pure, cleanses us. But with dhikrullah akbar, remembrance of Allah, that purpose of salah is greater. So that is the highest purpose. In that beautiful narration of the story of Musa alayhi salam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in surah number 20, Kalimullah, the one who has been given the honor of Allah speaking to him direct from the burning bush. Allah communicates to Musa alayhi salam saying, Innani ana Allah, la ilaha illa ana, fa'budni wa aqim as-salata li dhikri. I am God, or you can say I am the God. There is no deity but me, so worship me and establish prayer to celebrate my remembrance. So prayer is celebrate the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. 5 times a day you are called to the august presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to commune with him direct. So this is dhikr par excellence. So that is why at the time of prayer, no one should be engaged in any other form of dhikr than performing the prayer. It cannot replace the other forms of dhikr. Number 3, offering prescribed du'as or invocations. There are many different occasions. Al-Mawthurat, the prophetic prayers. You may find them in various books, and we are covering them in this series from beginning to end. Although some of them are not very detailed, but okay, we are covering all of them, inshallah. So, emulating the example of the Prophet ﷺ and offering those supplications and invocations prescribed by the Prophet is another form of dhikr. So, of course, there are other. We will come to them, inshallah, in the next 2 episodes, inshallah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.